Hi, this is Wayne Johnson with Anglers Habitat, along with Clint Smith. Today is April 29th.
Correct.
April 29th, 2011. We're going to talk fishing report today. If you want to find us, you can go to www.anglershabitat.com. Of course, if you found us, you're probably already there, but just thought I'd throw that out there. And our phone number here is 208-454-8188. We're going to talk about fishing in southern Idaho, southwestern Idaho, and throughout the state. There's not a lot to tell, but what we do have, we are going to tell you. So with that, I'm going to let Clint take it from here, and he'll give you the good news.
Perfect. Well, we'll see if it's good or not. Steelhead fishing in Stanley has been pretty good, except for the fact that as of tomorrow is the last day you can go steelhead fishing. So be sure if you're going to get it done that we follow all the rules and regulations and we only go fishing up till tomorrow. The fishing has been producing pretty good fish, and some of the bigger fish have been in later. So that's been working pretty good. There's about between 2,500 and 3,000 fish in the trap. So there's still a good number of fish between, I would say, Sunbeam and the hatchery. So there's a good number of fish if you can get a chance to go today or tomorrow. The nymphing techniques have been working pretty well. I know Wayne really likes to fish that way with the bigger stonefly followed by a prince nymph or an egg pattern. They seem to be really producing fish well. If you can see fish and you're able to sight fish, swinging some of the bigger, brighter patterns in oranges or chartreuse seem to be working pretty well as well. So there's definitely fish to be caught.
Don't forget to pinch your barbs.
Absolutely. Barbless hooks only.
And the road is in pretty good condition from here to Stanley. When you go through the Loman area, there's a ton of elk around the road. Be sure to be watching for the elk. Also, a lot of rocks I noticed on the road.
Definitely.
So if you're driving at night, be very cautious of that. And also be sure to call beforehand or check on the internet to make sure that road's open.
Yep.
Because with this light snow we've been getting, it's very wet, conducive to avalanche, and the state's very sensitive about that, so they'll close that road at a split second. The other day we checked at 10:30 in the morning. I left at about 12 thinking I was in good shape, got there, and guess what, folks, it was closed. So just a word of warning.
Yep.
How about the Waihi? That's fishing pretty well?
It's fishing all right as long as you're willing to fish 5,000 CFS or higher. There have been some people catching fish. It's spotty, and the river is still flowing very high. We are seeing a little bit of a reduction in flows, but I'm afraid with the warmer weather next week, we're going to see another bump. But the weather that looks like we've got coming should produce enough to get the runoff off the mountain and hopefully be done with it to where we're fishing by the middle of May, 1st of June.
I think, again, we want to reiterate this, what we talked about the last time. This is nothing but good for the river.
Absolutely.
It's good to get that flush out. It's good to scrub those rocks, give those bugs a solid base to lay their eggs on. So long term, this needs to happen once every 3 or 4 years, folks. And I think that you'll be better for it. You're going to see many more caddises. You'll
Absolutely.
be seeing pink alberts. You'll be seeing PMDs. Like last year, if you went, you saw very few PMDs, and that's a PMD river. And you're going to see more squallows. So it's good for it. I know it's, if you're like me, you're biting at the bit to get out, but unfortunately, it's still going to be probably another 2 weeks minimum, 4 weeks. One thing nice though, you'll be catching some crappie, because crappie will be in the river because they've gone over that the glory hole and washed their way into the river. And they will be there all summer. So if you've got some youngsters you want to teach fly fishing, some people hate those crappie. I actually love them because it's great to teach a fly fishing class, or take your grandson or son out who is just starting in fly fishing, and they're going to catch fish.
It's a definite change of pace, which is always good.
Yeah. Okay, how about the reservoirs?
Duck Valley Indian Reservation has been fishing very, very good. They're averaging between 1 and 2 fish an hour, with the fish ranging from 16 to 18 inches. So they're catching some nice fish, and they're telling me that it's only going to get better. The water's just now starting to warm up. All the reservoirs are completely tip-top full, but the water's still very clear. I talked to the biologist the first of the week, He said last Saturday no one fished Sheep Creek or Billy Shaw, so we're not getting much of a report from those two except for from previous weeks. All three of the lakes should be getting started really soon. Be sure you take your sinking lines, type 2, type 3 sinking lines, and you're going to be fishing your damsel patterns, chironomid patterns, and the always trustworthy leeches. And get back out there and do some stillwater fishing that we haven't got to do for a few years.
Yeah, and I've also heard people going to Clear Lake over Buell, and they're doing pretty well over there. Again, not sinking lines, any kind of streamer patterns, chironomids, nymphs, or those sorts should do pretty well. If you've got any questions about that, let us know. You have to go to the clubhouse at the golf course there, buy your permit. I think is it $5?
$10.
It's $10 a day. You buy your permit and then you go fishing for the day. It's actually kind of fun. I've seen some monster fish in there. I'm talking literally that's big. So you have a chance to catch some big fish. And the reservoirs in and around us are starting to ice off and start to fish well too. And you're going to see a lot more people doing that as the season progresses while the rivers come back into form. So remember, the South Fork of the Boise's closed, the Woods closed,
Silver Creek's still closed.
Silver Creek's still closed. So anything else, sir?
A couple of notes just to hit on. There's several reservoirs in eastern Oregon that can produce really good fish. Beulah Reservoir, Phillips Reservoir, Warm Springs Reservoir. We haven't had any reports from those yet, but they've all held water for 2 years. They should have some good holdover. If anybody's headed that way, please let us know. We'd like reports from those reservoirs so that we know what's going on. Another one back in Idaho is Little Camas Reservoir is open now. Ice is off, and there have been a few guys catching fish. So definitely go give it a shot.
With that, we're going to say adios. Have a great day. We'll see you here in a couple days as the weather improves and fishing improves. Of course, we'll bring it to you. And even if it doesn't improve, we'll bring it to you as well. So thank you much. Again, this is April 28th, 2011. 29th. And have a great day, and we'll see you on the